Okie dokie. Let's. Because I'm running out of time here, I decide. Whoa! Don't fall over. Crap. Okay, let's do that. Put you there. If you may just bear with me a moment. Okay, so today, as the title says, I've got like 4 minutes to do this. Yet I'm still here tinkering with the settings. Okay, so today I am going to be casting my vote live on here right before the votes basically what's the word I'm looking for? Right before the vote ends or stops, and that for crying out loud, that happens on the hour, so in 3 minutes time. So I'll just quickly jump in, scroll through the what's the word? Oh, okay. I was gonna try and get the screen not to turn off or on and off display. Auto log. Oh, come on. Oh, okay. It's not. Okay, low power. Let's turn off low power mode. And these notifications just gonna keep coming in, so you're gonna have to excuse those. Okay, there we go. Never. Okay, cool. So now we shall jump into here. This is what you all came here for. Or at least this is what we're here for today. So I'll go ahead. Oh my, 2 minutes. Okay, this is. Let's come here, do this. Yeah, so I'll hide it so I can go ahead and type in my passcode. Then I'll go ahead and turn it back on. Oh my days, what is going on with these notifications? When you're not streaming, it doesn't do this, but then when you're streaming, it decides, oh hey, you know what, I'm gonna show, I'm gonna show that you're super busy and super popular. For obvious reasons, I've blocked out the voting power. Oh, I was like, oh, for a second it's about to be seen. Okay, so with 1 minute to go, I'll just quickly, you see, I think there's a bug on this phone, right? It says 9:41. It's been saying that for quite a while, and I think that's why it actually says this, that voting has ended, right? So I think the app has some sort of internal logic, which is like, oh hey, it's already past 1900 hours UTC. But anyway, okay, so here are the projects or proposals which I went ahead and voted for. As you'll notice, majority of these are actually upvotes. The only one downvote is this one here, right? The second one on the list. And I shall get into why that is. But before that, I'll just go ahead and cast my vote. Oh, for crying out loud. I need to do this again. Disable iPhone. Confirm. Aha! Ha! Awesome. There we go. So actually, I got it in just in time. That's ridiculous. Okay, I was actually hoping. You see, this is so weird. Like, as I was setting this up, hello to people on Periscope. As I was setting this up, I was thinking, man, there's a chance that I'll actually miss this thing. And weird enough, like the phone, everything just was not working. But anyway, I'm glad I managed to actually get it in time and actually get my vote in, because I only voted once. And one of the reasons why I wanted to leave it till the very last minute, although I should have just prepped the technical stuff ahead of time, was because you can vote multiple times, right? And I just want to illustrate that I'm voting this way once, and so I'm doing it right at the deadline. Yeah, hello three people in Periscope. So yeah, I just did that. Back to dashboard. I don't know whether that will like show the what's the word, the yeah, let's just try. Oh, yes, it is showing. You see, this is what I thought would happen. It is showing the voting power, but thankfully I had the foresight to actually put that bar on it to block it. So now, of all things that could have happened, this weird bug of the time, right? Because the whole thing was I was going to leave it till the very last minute, go ahead, cast my vote, and then basically just like leave the phone on and just sort of, speak to, my reasoning behind what I'm doing, and then wait for, the time to just go past the deadline, right? So, just kind of like prove that, hey, I'm not actually, I'm not going to like do the stream and then go back on it and then, vote a different way and then cast my vote. Excuse me. Anyway, okay, so now, right, where were we? So yeah, and the whole point of that was to actually show the time, right? Because if you can see the time going, what is it? 16, is it, no, it's 19. Okay, so it'd be like 1859, and then, it would go on to 1900 at the top there, and, that'll actually illustrate, hey, this thing is, what he's doing is actually in real time. But obviously this this silly bug, which is showing the time at 9:41, 9:41, obviously, there's a symbolic reason there with Apple and how they usually announce things at that time. Yeah, so that is clearly a bug, and I updated the phone like not that long ago, so I think that's a beta 4 bug. Anyway, I should have taken these titles down a while ago. Oh crap, what just happened? No, wrong thing. There we go. Hide that. Okay, so let's jump into it. Let's have a look. I'll hide the wait. Let's jump into votes. Oh, okay. Yeah, the votes are obviously hidden now. But I will speak to the one down vote before I end the stream, right? The one down vote was done because I thought it was important. I mean, here's the thing. I actually had another down vote, but because I was gonna, I decided, okay, I'm gonna actually do the stream publicly. I thought I really have to justify that. In private, I would have, gone ahead and done it. And the reasoning behind the one which I decided not to go ahead with. So this one proposal was part of FUND3, but basically didn't do that much differently and still asked for the same amount, right? Whereas there's a different proposal which did, like scaled down, like did stuff differently. And so for that, I was actually, the other one which I downvoted previously, I upvoted on this, but the other one I just really couldn't get myself to stand by my downvote, especially if I was going to communicate it outwardly. So I just decided to abstain. We'll just wait to see whether enough people, vote for it, and it actually, gets in. My whole thing is, if you're asking for too much, not too much, if you're asking for an awful lot, if you're asking for a relatively huge amount, I feel like it's not best practice. It's best to sort of start with a smaller amount, prove out an idea, concept, or whatever, and then you can be able to come back and say, okay, hey, we've laid the foundations. This is why we're asking for this amount that is considerably more than what we initially asked for. So yeah, but now the one which I did go ahead with, right? I did it because I wanted to be petty, right? It's a personal thing, but at the same time, like, if this proposal chances are this proposal is gonna go through, right? People, the proposer, got a whole, I don't know, 20 minutes in front of, everyone, on the town hall, presented his proposal in a way which I personally don't think people should be, certain proposers should be getting preferential treatment, being featured on the town hall, which is supposed to be without bias. What's the word I'm looking for? It's supposed to be impartial, right? It's a presentation, out to everyone, supposed to be impartial. So I don't think that was the place to have done that. Right. And so coming back to the petty thing, it's actually tied to this proposer who was not successful in FUND 2, yet he proposers who were successful took pity on him and decided to basically give a little bit of their money that they got, from the, some money that was put towards their proposals, and gave him, and so he was able to basically apparently be a part of FUND 2. But now, the reason, like, I was okay with that, right? He then just decided to take to get personal with me on a different context, right? Where he was petty. I was like, you know what, forget you. We're just gonna have to agree to disagree, kind of thing. But anyway, so I think the reason why I decided to go ahead and do it is because it's important to communicate that some voting will be, it won't be entirely on merit. It will be on how you carry yourself as a character, right? If you're an unpleasant person, who's super full of themselves, or, any other unappealing trait, then, that's going to work against you. And also, like, but then at the same time, there is a threshold, right, where had this proposer been, proposing like the cure for cancer, I would not, like, my pettiness has limits, right? But the proposal is nothing, particularly special. It's gonna happen either on, if this person does it or not. So for that reason, I decided, I'm just gonna go ahead and do this and publicly communicate this. Now, in closing, what I wanted to communicate here, the reason why I've actually decided to put to publish out my votes, right, and do this stream, and to live in perpetuity. Now, obviously, I've communicated the reasons why I did it right at the last second. Like, technically, had I been like a few seconds later, all of my votes would not have gone through, because that was the only time that I voted. So I did that obviously because the idea was, I'm broadcasting out, I have a slither of influence here, so I decided, okay, I don't want to influence people, right? I could have done this earlier, and streamed it, but because I didn't want to influence folks, I appreciate sort of the impartiality and the integrity of, or at least what we're intending to go for here. But I've kind of got to an inflection point where I have tried to communicate, or I've tried to get proposers and to get their proposals to take on a particular sort of like best startup structure, right? Where it's ambitious, but you're starting with a like proof of concept, right? And you're being lean, and you're being, iterative. But that does not seem to actually work so far. So I've decided to sort of flip it around and actually just speak to the ones who are doing it, give them, what's the word I'm looking for? Give them some love. I don't know. Sort of communicate, hey, here guys who are doing this actually right, and they could actually benefit from doing X, Y, Z, to improve their approach. But yeah, so that's my intention so far, and one of the reasons why I decided to, this round, do a stream illustrating who I was going to be voting for. The stream was actually going to be a little bit longer, where I would then go into the different projects and say the reason why I voted for them. Obviously, my proposals, duh, I voted for those. But by and large, the ideas behind my thinking were, again, yeah, as I said before, the proposals and proposers who I believe like encompass the best practices, right? Because if you think of where Catalyst is hoping to go, there is a connectivity, a sort of path dependency, which is to say, there's a domino effect. Like the standards that we set up now are ones which, as new people join, are going to be adopted more and more and more. And so, super important to get these initial conditions right. And so I'm changing tack a little bit in terms of, just my approach with Catalysis, and also just cast in general. So yeah, the 4 people who have watched through through this, thank you very much for stopping by. And I hope you I hope you enjoy this new sort of version or iteration of cast as it evolves. Hope you're doing well, and I hope to see you and speak to you in the next stream. Live long and prosper.